suddenly one day I came to know that I am the gold medalist. Initially they not believed that I'm the recipient of a medal. And then initially when the score came, we were shocked, and then I decided that let me verify once. So I think most of you don't know, I joined IISc first. I gave 2 interviews, and both the interviews I got the job, and both the jobs happened to be in Bangalore. So I think destiny.
Your parents might be very proud, being proud parents of a topper. How did they take it?
Yeah, initially they could not understand. My first touch was also in IIT Chennai. When I was in IIT Chennai, he put one book in my hand, and that is PQPA. Came over, and then, as I said, I was very ambitious to settle in a very big position, achieve some big role, and this and that. I was sitting there in the corner. Yamadutas were next to me.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to a brand new episode of Frankly Speaking. Today in our podcast we have a very special guest. He is the president of Hare Krishna Movement Hyderabad. He is also president of Akshaya Patra Foundation for both the Telugu states, the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. He is the secretary of the governing body commission of Hare Krishna Movement group of temples. He is none other than His Grace Satya Gaura Chandra Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to Frankly Speaking.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've been a topper in the gate. You've been a topper in MTech. You've been a topper in BTech. Were you topping throughout your school too? How was your schooling and your childhood, per se, bro?
I'm from a small town called Rajamandri, and my parents were kind of devoted people. Every year they used to take us to Tirupati, and then there is one place called Sholingar. Our family deities are Lakshmi Narasimha. So Sholingar is abode of Lakshmi Narasimha. So every year they used to take us. First we used to go to Tirupati, have darshan, and then from there it is about 2 hours to Sholingar. And that's in the border district of Tamil Nadu. And then there we used to stay some 3-4 days, and then again come back like that. So my childhood, actually I look very small, very thin and very lean, and very small, but very active in sports as well as studies also. One sense I was very studious, and then if I can recollect, I would say I'm extremely consistent in my studies and so to say in my marks.
Because it's not easy to top in IIT Chennai, MTech, gold medalist, computer science.
I'll clarify. I'm not gold medalist everywhere. So I have been going on like that, and then because I'm good at sports, particularly in Kho-Kho. So I became a captain.
Oh, okay. It's unusual. Never thought of being a sportsman and an athlete.
Yeah, I think by 7th or 8th I became a captain, and then probably by 9th or 10th once I represented to the district level competitions also. So then things went on like that, and then till the 10th class results came by. So I happened to get very good marks. I am not topper, say 2nd or 3rd in the entire school. Everybody woke up, oh really?
Kho-Kho captain and runner-up.
So, see, many people they used to, because I look so small and unassuming, they were in disbelief. And so is the case with me too. I also lived in disbelief.
Just like Pakistani bowlers thought that Sachin Tendulkar is such a kid when they faced him in the first
Yeah.
match.
So then once I did well in 10th, then people started recognizing. Then I got scholarship, and then I did my 10+2. Then I didn't know much about IIT and all those things those days. See, because I'm from a small town, no, so I thought I should be somewhere close to our house. So that's how I joined Kakinada
For the BTech.
BTech engineering. And then there also just going on 4 years went by.
Mechanical engineering. Right?
Mechanical engineering. And then I never thought that I will do so well, but then suddenly one day I came to know that I am the gold medalist in the engineering mechanical division. The university has 3 colleges, so I was a university topper.
And you received the medal from the governor of the state.
So they called me, and then I first time to Hyderabad. So my father took me there, and then initially they have not believed that I'm the recipient of a medal. As I said, because of my small stature. And so somewhere behind I sat, because I really don't know how to navigate the system there. Then finally, of course, the honorable governor came, and then they started announcing the names. But just before that, some verification also. Some people came and verified, and then so that's why I received the gold medal. So that gave the, so to say, a big boost in the academic career those days. And then I prepared for this GATE exam. There was a discussion whether should I do MTech or not. And then I contacted many people. They said, Swamiji, BTech ko value nahi hai. You need to have something better. So then actually I was thinking after BTech I'll settle down, get some job, and then be happy and be nice and all that. But then they told that it's not going to be like that.
That's the plan, generally what we all have, but again.
Yeah. And then in MTech, so I prepared that, and then my favorite subject was thermodynamics.
Zeroth law, first law.
Those heat and all those calculations and all those things. So fortunately, in the GATE exam, I wrote those questions very nicely. And a lot of questions came from that particular thermodynamics subject. So I happened to write nicely. I really don't know. But then once the result came, I came to know that
99.97.
And then initially when the score came, we were shocked, and then I decided that let me verify once. So then I called up those MTech, those guys in Delhi, and then I said, this is my hall ticket number. What do you think is the score?
Double verify.
So then he said, this is what it is. And then he told me that you are actually the topper, the GATE topper of this year. So we were I was shocked, and then again all my friends and everybody they in disbelief.
Again in disbelief. After topping 10th, after topping BTech, again they're in disbelief.
Disbelief. And then so that gave me the opportunity to join the premier institutions like IIT Chennai or IISc.
You had the option for both, right?
Both. I have option for both, and then GATE score is valid for 2 years. So some thought came to me that I should do something little more deeper in thermodynamics. So I think most of you don't know, I joined IISc first.
Oh, really? Oh, surprising.
I joined IISc first, and I tried there for I think around 4 or 5 months. I was there, and then I took up kind of a applied thermodynamics and all those things. But after going through for some time, then I felt drawn to technology than the research and theoretical science. So actually, I came off in the middle only. I came off from ISC, and some 4 or 5 months I spent time in my house, and then with the same rank I joined IIT Chennai.
Next academic year.
In the next academic year, I joined IIT Chennai, and then
Because of the computer boom, and that's why you thought of taking it up.
Also, I was not getting so much attracted to this theoretical research and all that. So I felt whatever I do should be a little more practical. So then I was thinking which branch to join. Initially, I was thinking, should I join mechanical or whatever. They said there is only one seat available in the entire country in IT for non-IT engineering students. So I thought, okay, there's only one seat is available. So I decided, okay, I'll apply for this. And because I was the topper, so that seat came to me, and then that's why I joined IIT Chennai. So I joined in Chennai in the software field. I was the only non-IT guy in that, and then most of them are from the IT,
pure computer science.
Pure computer science background. So they joined like that.
So how was the life in IIT Chennai? It's a huge campus. You have deers and wild animals there, forest.
IIT Chennai, a beautiful campus it was, and we used to have behind IIT there is some place called Velangani. So all the students, we used to just pace around and then go out, and then we used to eat some things, and it's like college life is like that. One thing in IIT was that I was extremely ambitious. I was thinking we should be the conqueror. I should be the CEO, or I should be the company boss, something like that. And then again, as I said, I was very consistent in my studies. Go on studying like that. So that because of that focus, I didn't had many distractions. Now I can look back and see I didn't have many distractions, and also I happened to stay outside the
campus.
No, actually during BTech time, I stayed outside the campus, but then Chennai, there was no choice like that. So I stayed, but then I had good roommates, and the association was quite good. So I could focus on
which hostel you were in Chennai?
Kaveri.
Okay.
Kaveri.
Hostels are named in rivers.
Rivers, this thing, and then then I did quite well. I was third in the class, and then campus interviews came up. First time I was going through something called anxiety and stress in my life.
You said first time you were going through anxiety. Otherwise, anxiety was
generally it was not there.
Oh,
because
really?
Yeah, in the studies I was very comfortable. So then
probably because of basically facing the interview was the anxiety part, or the first time probably.
I was not very conversant in English. That was like I used to be a little bit anxious about it. Then I gave 2 interviews, and both the interviews I got the job, and both the jobs happened to be in Bangalore. So I think destiny. So I had to come to Bangalore. One is a multinational company. It's called Novel Software, and one more is the Wipro.
So you had two offers and 2 colleges also, IISc and IIT also. Okay.
IISc life was quite interesting.
But still you were next to the campus of Hare Krishna temple.
Yeah, I heard of it, but somehow I could not come that time.
So time was different.
Yeah, time was different, and the hostel life was completely different. It's a little more professional than what I experienced in BTech days. Then One more thing I saw is the night life was very prominent
Chennai?
in IISc
IISc,
and then even in IIT. In IISc particularly, it was very, very prominent.
Research oriented.
Research oriented.
Labs.
Yeah. And then that's the first time they have come up with a huge building with so many computers, and they called it at some computer lab or something. And then everybody was fascinated by those facilities, big screens and mega computers were there, and we all have access to it. And then so we used to go and then try to experience. It all used to happen in the in the midnight life, around 12 o'clock or something. And then they used to come back by 1, 2 or something, that was the kind of so I also got used to such nightlife in IISc. But then in IIT it is quite better. The excitement for computers was not so much there. Everybody is into their own fields, and so anyway, as part of our particular subject, we have to spend so much time.
Your parents might be very proud, being proud parents of a topper. How did they take it?
Yeah, initially they could not understand.
So it was applicable for your parents also.
they were they don't know whether to verify or not verify. Great thing, first time some little local newspaper has covered my news. By seeing that, they believed. Okay, there is something. So that's the my childhood. Quite studious and absorbed in the studies.
So mother and father being religious means they used to take you to Tirupati and that Narasimha temple.
Yeah.
So at home also it was quite.
Yeah. They were at home. They used to do some rituals, and then close to our house, one Durga temple used to be there. Rajahmundry. So my mother used to take me to Durga temple as a small boy. I used to go. And whenever there is a big festival, then nearby there is one Shiva temple. We used to go there. And the longest trip means this Sholingar and Tirupati.
But ISKCON was well in advance in Rajahmundry, during Prabhupada's time.
Yeah. Actually, I think ISKCON temple came up much later. Although Prabhupada visited Rajahmundry, of course, I didn't know about ISKCON at all. So like that, little bit of religious touch was there.
Your siblings?
Yeah, I have one brother and one sister, and both are religious, and then they also settled well. In school, there was one incident. Our headmaster is from a different faith, and one day, I think I was in 9th or 10th. One day he called me, and then very headmaster means we are very respectful, and then a little bit scared also. And then he's calling me separately and privately, so I was like a little scared. So he called me, and then he was speaking to me, and then he told me something against Narasimha, and then against our faith and all that. So I heard it. I was not liking it inside, but then anyway I came back, and then kind of little bit aggressively I spoke to my father. How can we believe? What is the proof? All those things.
So you were influenced by the headmaster's
yes.
words. You were proselytized by his views.
Okay. 2-3 times, he was speaking to me and all these things. So our home culture was we used to come back and tell the father. So my father, I told, how can we believe and all those things. Basically, I repeated whatever I heard from the headmaster. And then my father gave me a slap. That's the end of my, what do you say, agnosticism or all those things. So
the principal headmaster could understand you were a topper, so that way we can influence you, we could influence others probably.
Yeah, maybe. He was trying to catch the brighter boys and then putting some seeds into their mind. So that was the, that's the incident that I remember for a long time. But I would say those ideas of this questioning and all those things, they were there very strongly. Till of course I came in touch with Prabhupada's movement. It was very strongly, it is present.
So in Bangalore you came in touch with, how was that?
So when I got the campus, now it's clear that I had to come down to Bangalore. And
Your
then
second visit after IIC.
yeah. So during my ISC days, or when I came to Bangalore for that job, afternoon time, summer, we used to observe on the the city buses, that wind, that glass shield will be there, backside glass. On that glass, I used to see fog. On a summer noon, city buses, on the glass there is fog.
In Bangalore?
In Bangalore, still visible.
1990?
I would say 95.
Oh.
95.
The real Bangalore.
94, 95. We all spoiled it. So that's the kind of a scenario. And then young children used to play in the middle of the road, some kind of a badminton and all those things. But it was not, so traffic was not so much. Very pleasant environment. And everybody is happy to just move around in the city. They used to walk a lot. We used to see people traveling by cycle and all those things. But this boom has brought a lot of people into Bangalore, so I'm one of them.
Especially from Andhra State, a lot of people to Bangalore.
Yeah. So then me and then some of my colleagues in IIT Chennai, we all worked out one room on rent somewhere in Wilson Garden, and then we paid some rental advance to that owner, and then just came 3 days before our actual the beginning of the work. So then that fellow started showing a different face, and then he is giving all kinds of excuses and this and that. We were thinking, what's happening? Then we thought maybe because we are all youngsters, he's not willing to give to us. But much later we came to know, because somebody else has offered a much bigger money, and so he refused to give us the. We are in panic. Just in 3 days we had to report to our company. Company culture is new to all of us. It's the first time. So then we decided, okay, we will try to find some other house, and we worked out with one what do you call
real estate
a broker. And then he said, don't worry, I'll find you something like that. I think he took about 1 or 2 weeks, and he got one a small house or a small room. And so we are very happy. Till then we were living in some hotel there, nearby hotel. And then as soon as he showed us, we all moved to that room, which is 2 minutes from ISKCON Bangalore temple.
Oh. That was the beginning of the end of your material life.
There was a small Vinayaka temple. Just if you cross the Bangalore temple, there's one small Vinayaka temple. Just behind is one road.
Okay.
It's one of those initial houses. We took it, and then what happened? My roommates were already in touch with ISKCON, ISKCON philosophy and all that. My first touch was also in IIT Chennai. When I was in IIT Chennai, one day they have put up a small note on the notice board that today there will be a Bhagavad Gita class by His Grace Airavata Das, and in bracket they have mentioned a mathematics professor from Russia, and also they have added 1 or 2 lines about his background, and they said he was actually a Muslim by birth, but then now he is very proficient in Bhagavad Gita. So we welcome everybody to come and join us. So then all my friends told, hey, this is looking very interesting. Why don't you come? So of course I'm not agnostic or whatever, devotion is. And I also got a little intrigued, and then I thought, let me go with my friends. So they took me there. There is one small temple inside the campus. Ganesha temple. The small temple is there. So all my friends, and then somehow I don't know, they put me right in front of the speaker, And then and then he's speaking, Bhagavad Gita shloka, and then something is explaining. His English is new to me, and
Russian
also
accent.
the accent, and then also whatever he's speaking, it's all going above my head. Not able to understand. So I was drawing circles on the ground. The speaker is right in front of me. I'm just doing my own circles and this and that and all that. And then I happen to, while circling, there is some ant is also there. I'm trying to do the circle. Immediately he stopped me. Don't do that. My ant will get killed. I was shocked. And I said, okay. My culture is that, not to argue or defend or whatever. So immediately I accepted, and then he continued his class. And then in the end, as usual, they gave very nice prasad. Then they said, you can come. Actually, the local ISKCON, it organizes some classes there. And there was one Maharaj in this thing. So he used to come to that place generally. On that day, they brought this a speaker also, an interesting speaker. So that was my first experience. But then I was not so
Drawn towards it.
not drawn towards it. I not really thought that I should spend my time and all that.
But basically, that was the first touch.
That's
of
the first
Krishna.
touch. That's the first touch, and then my friends were into it.
So they got introduced to Krishna consciousness in IIT Chennai.
Yeah.
They were the same set of friends who were in touch with Krishna consciousness
Yes.
in IIT Chennai. Okay.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
moved together with you in back.
Yeah, yes. And one of those boys, very fired up this thing, he said, see, my birthday, so and so, you should come. Then I said, okay, friend's birthday, who will say no? So when I went to his room, he has nicely decorated the whole room. There are festoons and there's all those fruits and this and that, and then I saw there is one altar, Radha Krishna, and then many other things are there. Surprised, I never saw people decorating like that. Then I said, how are you celebrating with so much of expenditure and so grand like this? Then he said, no, my birthday coincides with the birthday of Krishna also. This is Janmashtami. In the south, at least in our areas, Janmashtami is not so much popular. We were more into that Vaikuntha Ekadashi and then some of those festivals like this. So I said, oh, it's nice. And then he had some arati and all those things, and many boys came. He gave prasadam and they all went away. I also wanted to go. He said, no, better. I said, okay, what do you want? And he put one book in my hand, and that is PQPA, Perfect Questions and Perfect Answers. I forgot who the author was. And then he said, see, you want to please me? Read one chapter. Then I said, okay, what is there? Some questions and answers. So I read one chapter. And he said, no, one more chapter you read. And you don't believe me, he made me read the entire book.
He was smarter than the headmaster probably.
So, I just kept on reading the whole thing, and in the end he's asking, have you understood anything? Said, no, not much. I said, is there anything that is very attractive to you? No, good to see some foreigners are asking some questions. Something like that I told, and then that's my touch with Prabhupada's book for the first time. So that's how I came in touch, and then I thought nothing has happened to me, but much later I came to know that everything happened that time only when I came in touch with Prabhupada's book. So then I came over, and then, as I said, I was very ambitious to settle in a very big position, achieve some big role, and this and that. And so when I came to Bangalore, that mood was there. I joined in multinational company. Early morning I used to get up, and then by 8 o'clock, 7:38, I used to catch the that vehicle to my company, and then go on working, and I used to come back by 1 o'clock in the night.
Oh.
That was my routine. And then you sleep, and then again by after 6 hours, say probably by 7 you get up, and then you're ready. That was my lifestyle. And then my friends who are there in the same room, they are all coming back by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, at least 6:30. They used to come back, and then they used to prepare something. And I don't know all those things. Much later I came to know. And they sleep by 9:30, 10. They get up by early in the morning, and some of them are going by nearby temple. I came to know that nearby temple is ISKCON Bangalore. And so it was going on like that, and then my schedule is like this, and then they are all like that. So it went on like that for some time, till one day they again said there is some festival, and you should participate.
Again, one more book you have to read.
This time they gave me one mala in my hand and said, chant this one round, you chant. I said, no, I cannot chant. No, it is very nice, you chant. Whenever I get that feeling, I'll chant. I don't want to be forced by that. So then they kept quiet, and then they gave me now one more book. Now this time the book is Prabhupada's Lilamrita. Then I was saying, no, this is the last time I read the book, I have not understood anything. Better you give me something that I can read. So that's how they gave this Lilamrita. And they said, see, it doesn't have much philosophy. It is about how ISKCON is established by the founder. I said, okay, it's a nice story. And then I started reading that. It is not quite like a story. It's something different actually. But then I started reading that, and then that's I think one of those books I think I completed. They gave quite a voluminous book, but then I completed that. Other than that, maybe SSR I read some few pages. And
until now you have not visited temple.
I have not visited temple.
Only books.
Only books I was reading, and then I am not chanting also. So things are going on, and then after 3 months or 4 months, I somehow came back early. They called me again, there is something, so I came back early. That time I saw they are celebrating festival, they're cooking, they're offering, and they're all joyful, dancing, and I was amused. I was thinking, okay, what's going on here? And then it's not that they're doing anything bad in their companies. So then I went back to my regular schedule, and when I started reading Prabhupada's Lilamrita, a little bit I got drawn to Prabhupada and this movement. So much hard work he has done to establish something for the benefit of others, for the benefit of everybody. He has personally nothing to benefit out of all these things. So some of these points are very striking. And one more thing that I got drawn to was Prabhupada's that Samsara Dhava song. And so every time I used to request them, okay, you play that song karke. Mm-hmm. So some of these things, my interest started picking up. Then one day they told me, okay, if you chant it, it will be even more nice. So then I said, okay, I will chant one round, one of those occasions. So that's how I took the mala, and then I chanted. After that, they asked me, how did you feel? I said, no.
How many of you were there? 2 of them?
Myself and another 4 or 5 of us. Okay. Yeah,
all of them are Krishna conscious except you.
Yeah, some of them they slowly became part of it, and then I was the stubborn guy. So then when I chanted, they told, once you start, you have to continue. So then I decided, okay, because I was also religious in my mind, so I used to every day I used to chant one round and then go. So that's the kind of beginning of my ISKCON participation. Then I became, first time I came to the temple.
This was in 1919.
6 probably. Then when I came to the temple, yes, some big temple is getting ready, but there was a temporary temple, phase 1 temple. If you see ISKCON Bangalore current Kalyani, where the pond is there, that's the place where the initial temple was there, and Krishna Balram deities and other deities, they were all there. And then, so first time when I went there, one of the my roommates, they took me there. When we went there, we had darshan. I could not recognize any of the deities because I was only into Balaji and Narsimha, and then I got used to that Shankha Chakra and all those and reverential forms. And here are the 2 personalities, and then of course Krishna is by name we know, but then not much beyond that. So then, and also here the Krishna is holding something different. So then the devotee was explaining, it's Krishna, Balaram, and then below he's saying some Gaura Nitai, completely new to us. South India, nobody knows these words. Then they have some Narsimha, all those things, something which is very familiar. Quickly I can relate. So that's the thing. And then I think it was a Sunday probably, and there was kind of a crowd. There's some arati is going on, and everybody is kind of jumping and dancing and all. It's all completely strange for me because any of the temples that I go, I will
Nobody
never
jumps and dances like what ISKCON people do.
Yeah. After those things are over, he said, repeatedly he was telling me, see, I was saying, let's go now. No, in the end, some prasadam they'll give. It's okay, well, going we can take no prasadam. Because for me, prasadam means, the little bit they'll put it under this thing. But when he's saying prasadam means, he's actually referring to sitting down and then taking one meal, which I don't know. So he was saying, let's go out. And I'm gone pressurizing, let's go like that. He's, no, prasadam will be just here. And then after the program is over, everybody is paying obeisances. So we also joined, paid obeisances, and they said, in so hall, there will be some prasadam like that. So then that time I came to know that prasadam means a full meal. I was very hungry. So then I went there, sitting, and then I was about to, I was trying to eat immediately. So no.
You double prayers.
So then there was a long prayer.
You all experienced it, bro.
Long prayer, and then they said, now you can take. By then I was little alarmed or alerted. Okay, how to eat? because then I was watching everybody is eating normally. So then I also ate normally. That's the kind of experience that I had. Then I came off, and then so like that I became more and more serious. Came across Bhagavad Gita, and then Bhagavad Gita automatically everybody knows. They were saying you should read, and every day one verse you can read and all that. So what I thought was I will experiment with one shloka. If something is working out, then I know
it makes sense for me to read further.
Yes, exactly. So then I chose this karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. They said this is the key principle for working category of devotees. So I said, okay, very good. So then I read that. Whatever understanding that I got from the devotees and my own reading, I decided that okay, I should just do my duty and and give the rest of the time for Krishna consciousness. And also I have to part some of my fruits with the Lord. Okay, some 2-3 things I understood. So then suddenly I changed my working style.
Mhm.
Instead of going at 7:38, I started reaching only by 9:30, 10, which is actually the time of reporting. And then 6 o'clock is the official time of closure. So 6, I used to close everything and then come off. The whole company got shocked. What happened to you?
The beginning of the brainwash.
They said, what happened to you? You are the last man to leave this company. So now you are leaving first. So I worked like that for some time. What I saw was very interesting. By then I have left some things also, including coffee tea. I left off those. So what I saw was all my colleagues, every 15 minutes they need a break. They go for coffee, tea, and there they spend another 15 minutes. And then lunchtime is like a party for them. It's like a big celebration because it's a 45-minute break. So they go away, and then they enjoy food, space out, and all those things. So with me, what used to happen? By then I started taking prasad. They used to give me prasadam carrier, from the house only. I said, okay, this is all good. So then I used to take prasadam in my cabin only, and then continuously. So what I found was, because I don't go for coffee tea, I don't need those breaks also. Very alert, and then afternoon I take a small break for lunch, and then continue my work. So within my 8 hours, I can achieve what otherwise takes, say, probably 12 hours or 13 hours, with all such coffee breaks and this and that. So it made sense to me that yes, if I am working for this company, I have to give my full time and energy. This is my, the adhikara that Krishna has given. So Krishna has placed me in this job. So let me give my best, and then out of the fruits, I have to share something with the Lord. So that's the idea. So that's how I was going on. Within 3 months or 4 months, my friends got promotion. So is the case with me too. I also got promotion. So I've not seen any difference. And also my roommates, some of them also got promotions. And then I was supposed to go to San Jose, to our head office in US for training. That's going to happen, say, 6 months or 8 months down the line. Those days the formalities are more rigorous, or I don't know, it takes a lot of time. So I was enlisted. I was supposed to go there 8 months or 9 months down the line. So that was the scenario. And here I started becoming more serious. One preacher, when I visited the next time, one preacher, LLP preacher, caught me, and then he was saying, the temple, and you can become a life member. And then finally he revealed something very unique. He said, actually, life membership scheme is closed. Today is the last day, and because you are very close to me, I'm giving this chance to you.
A special offer for you.
I was in anxiety. And then I said, okay, what should I do? I can understand that you cannot pay everything in one shot. You can give me in installments. I said, oh, thank you so much, Prabhu. Then I gave 3 checks. Each one is 3333. 3,333. Those days it was 9999 is the membership. So that's how I enrolled myself as a
Life pattern of ISKCON Bangalore.
And by the way, after I joined, when I became LLP,
you also applied the same trick.
I came to the same house, and then somebody else I proposed the same. So anyways,
he said, Vasudeva Keshav Prabhu was the first member of yours. He also applied the same thing.
I told him the same thing, and he also became member. So this interesting. Then I joined. They used to have this concept of vrundas. Like now we have folk. Those days they used to call it as vrunda program. So I happened to be part of Bharat Prabhu's vrunda. So we used to have RDUA session on SSR, and then Prabhu also used to teach some Mridanga and all that. I was never attracted to this Mridanga and all those things. So, but philosophy I was very interested.
Basically, from IIT Chennai, you directly came to a folk residency in that sense, where everyone was Krishna
The
conscious.
concept of folk residency came from our first in this room, because what happened, I was the last to join from that.
And the best one too.
When I joined, they closed that this thing, and then the concept of the folk hostel, and that became very evident to all of us. So because everybody is asking, "How did you join?" and we're all saying the same story. And once we all become little Krishna conscious, we named our house as Gopal Dham. Gopal Dham. So Gopal Dham was the first folk hostel.
Folk hostel is called.
And then once we became little active in KSC, we used to call some of the some other students also, and then we used to give them some prasad. Same. We used to do all that. So many boys joined from all there. Karuna Prabhu used to come to, let's say, visitor to that room, and then Lalita Shea was there, Vaste Prabhu was there, Arvind Lochan was there, Paratatva was there, and then another one or two. So many boys joined
From Gopal Dham.
From Gopal Dham into ISKCON. So that's how I became serious. But the decision to join came from
the flashpoint.
The flashpoint is after listening to one of the classes of Madhupandit Prabhu. He happened to be from IIT, and that is one comfort that okay, even I can look into such an option, but I never thought that I can really I have that option, because I used to look upon these devotees in such a way that I used to think they are very special people. Actually, they are very special people, but I never thought that I can be part of them. So then, there's one of those classes I heard that in this life we have a serious mission to achieve, and I will not be able to exactly recollect what struck me there. Then that impression was there in me, that okay, I have to spend time on this process.
I'm an ambitious IITian who topped the class to Bangalore to want to be a CEO of company, wanted to go to America, then parted your results, Karmanevadikaras, then to sacrifice your life to Krishna.
Yeah. Actually, I remember when I joined the company, they take you to some resort, and there will be some kind of a training
get together
training program and all. So there, the trainer asked everybody, "Can you depict what you want to become as a diagram, as a picture?" Everybody has to draw, and then express what he wants to be in life. So that time, because I already have some touch with KC and all that, I drew a balance. I drew a balance, and then on one side I wrote CEO, and one of the pain, that pain of the balance, and then on the other one I have kept Bhagavad Gita, and then I put a
work-life balance.
Balancing both my material and spiritual aspects. So that's the kind of idea, and so surprisingly that trainer got impressed by this, and then out of all the pictures he announced this particular one to everybody else. So it was nice, and then anyway, so that's the journey. I came up like that, and then increasingly
you took it up seriously. How did you your parents take it? How did you inform them? What was the scenarios there? Parents were okay with what you have taken decision of?
Those days, mobiles were not there, and even STD is a big facility. There used to be STD booths and all that, and you have to go stand in a line, and when you are calling and talking, then there is a amount that which is scrolling quickly, and then we are all from such families that oh, this is too much money. We never had that kind of a time to really discuss what am I doing. I'm sure that they will not object, because after all it's just a religious practice. And much later, when I decided to join, then I called them up and then I told, yes, this is what I wanted to do, and then I wanted to join, all those things. Anyway, then they came, and then it was managed. The interesting part is this Leelamrita, and also the kind of experimentation that I did. That gave me confidence that there is something in this Bhagavad Gita and in this process. Something mystical is there. So, I have to spend time on this. That's the kind of mode.
Application of the principles of Bhagavad Gita and the life of Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Yes. And then, as I said, I'm not yet come to the point of joining like that. But when I started improving my practices, increasingly I started becoming disinterested in my work in in the company. Then I started seeing all those politics and this and that. Then came the shloka from Bhagavatam, Dharma Swanishthita Pumsa Vishvaksena Katasuyaha Notpadayam Yadirathim Shamayavahi Kevalam. When I read that first time, I was shocked. Even if you do your duties very nicely, wonderfully, you may excel in all these fields. But if at the end of the day, if you don't develop Vishvaksena Kathasu, taste for hearing about Krishna Katha, Shamayavahi Kevalam.
Especially for you, since beginning you are meticulously working person.
Yeah. So even if I might do my duties nicely, so it's going to be Shamayavahi Kevalam. Then I think something similar was reinforced in that MPP's class. Then I understood, okay, my understanding is correct.
So you joined in
1997. I joined.
When the temple got inaugurated. Before
yes,
that?
Before that. When I joined, I think after a few months only, there was inauguration ceremony. And I was a Bhakta.
So temple inauguration, you are a Bhakta. It will be tumultuous services for Bhaktas during your temple inauguration.
Yeah, true.
And you are naturally physically difficult to handle those physical services.
Actually, they used to, particularly on the next day is the actual inauguration. The Honorable President of India is supposed to come. And so Abhishekas, all those things will be there. So my midnight, they woke us up. And then they said, no, we have to now prepare some juices, DT Abhishek ke liye. So all those, young bhaktas were all making some juices and all those things. And the event is going on there. I got one more service that in MVT, there was that Ajamila, that story. What do you call that? Electro, some name was there. So I was supposed to switch on the Yamadutas coming.
That was your service?
That is one of those services. After making juices, that also is this thing. Some 2-3 trials were done, and I was trained up. Then I was sitting there in the corner. Yamadutas were next to me. Here is the Ajamila story. Everything is going on nicely, and Ajamila is not coming. He is not coming there. And so I was in dilemma, should I switch on or not? So I was thinking what to do.
Dharma Sankata.
There's nobody to guide me. I'm alone, all alone like that. And then I decided, okay, better not switch on, because it doesn't make any sense. He's not coming out. So I know I switched it off basically. Maybe one side it came and one side it doesn't came. I don't remember. By then I started hearing Chanchalapati Prabhu making an announcement that we are just ready with the show, and then we all did all the trials, but today there is a technical problem, and then we are apologies for this. Although Prabhu is now explaining to the crowd there, and President is also there. So we apologized and we closed the show there. Somehow these electronics and physics and chemistry, everything fails when the main event is about to happen. So then, so those are the services. And when we were making juices, and then we are doing all these things, we happened to hear loud shoutings from ashram. And then we said, what is this? And one of those gurus, I forgot the name, he was loudly shouting.